Merry Christmas. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. From Naples and from Kansas City. The Chiefs will play the Steelers. Chiefs win. A clinch of home field advantage throughout the playoffs as the number one seed. Players to watch out for: Patrick Mahomes, running back Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and also been good in the screen game, Samaje Perine. All those three players at running back. Expect Kareem Hunt to get more and more of the role. Isaiah Pacheco isn't the same guy right now. He isn't probably healthy as he'd like to be. And I don't know, he's just not as good as he used to be right now. And then you look at Samaje Perine, he catches a lot of balls out of the backfield. And I'm sure Isaiah Pacheco will be involved in some way, and maybe he gets his mojo back. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy is getting better. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, made his first start back since being injured in the preseason. Tight end, Travis Kelce and Noah Gray. And defense, Chris Jones is questionable. Most people saying on Sports Talk they wouldn't play him until the Denver game, but we'll see. He was limited, though, yesterday. So I have no idea if he plays. These things are hard to predict. I would not play him, but I was the same guy that said I might not play Mahomes, and they played him. So I guess I'm not the right person to ask. Even though this is a not must-win game, it really helped the Chiefs. So I guess that's another reason why you may not play Chris Jones. But trust me, the game will be better if they clinch tomorrow and they can go into Week 17 resting players and wait 2 more weeks on top of that. Trent McDuffie is a corner. He made his INT last week and then before against the Cleveland Browns. He's had 2 in the last 2 weeks before having 0. But it's his style that players don't throw his ways, which is why he's one of the best cornerbacks in the game. For the Steelers, will be quarterback Russell Wilson, who probably is not an elite quarterback, but he's right behind there and maybe have been elite at one time when he was in Seattle. The Steelers may run Justin Fields, but he is questionable as well and did not play last week. Sometimes they run him on an option, Justin Fields that is, on a shortened 3rd and short or a play that they want to run with the quarterback. He'll come in. Running back Najee Harris, the Pittsburghs do expect George Perkins to make his return for the first time in a few games. Tight end Pat Feinberth. Defensive players to watch out for the Steelers: T.J. Watt, who has 11.5 sacks on the season. Also Patrick Queen, a very good linebacker. The Chiefs are favored by 2.5, giving the Chiefs 23-17. Time for that game is at 1 o'clock. The Texans will host the Ravens. Let's do the host team first, the Texans. The Texans lost to the Chiefs last week, and not only that, Tank Dell was injured and is out for the season with an ACL injury. The Texans claimed Deontay Johnson off of waivers from the Ravens. However, don't expect him to play tomorrow, and we'll see how long it gets him to work into the playbook. He's definitely not going to be a Tank Dell, so you're not going to fill that void. He's just getting on the team. He's just going to learn the playbook. And he wasn't very good in Baltimore. Running back Joe Mixon. Wide receiver Nico Collins needs to play big as they're without, again, Tank Dell. Daniel Hunter with 12 sacks on that side of the end. Will Anderson has 10.5 sacks on the other side of the end. Let's look at the Ravens. Quarterback Lamar Jackson. Running back Derrick Henry, top back in the AFC. Probably the best right now in the AFC. Wide receiver Zay Flowers. Rashard Bateman, who would be a key player to look after. Also Nelson Aguilar, who is also questionable for the Ravens. So we'll see. Obviously Lamar needs some targets out there to throw to. Ravens defense, cornerback Kyle Hamilton, Waquan Smith, linebacker Ravens defense was bad to start, but has been better of late. The Ravens beat the Steelers. I'm going to take them 30-24. 5.5. Kickoff is at 4 Eastern and 3 p.m. Central. Now we get to the complicated playoff scenario. That's next. Next is a playoff scenario. The simplest path for the Vikings is to win the next 2 games, which are at home against the Vikings and Packers. The Vikings and Lions could set it up with a win for both teams in Week 17. If they do that, which would mean the regular season 10-game winning streak, they will be a number 1 seed in the NFC. It is not easy by any means, but that's straightforward. There are more ways for the Vikings to make the playoffs. Here's that link. You can look more into the scenarios to win that division of the NFC North. The Buccaneers will need a Falcons loss and a Buccaneers win. The Falcons' last 2 are against the Washington Commanders. A tough one. Falcons also host the Panthers Sunday night at 7:20. Falcons and Commanders, as the Falcons continue to fight for their playoff lives. They win 2, and they're in. The next opponent for the Falcons would be the Panthers. For the Buccaneers, they will play host to the Panthers and the Saints. The Buccaneers have an easier path, but the Buccaneers must win the next 2. Falcons lose to the Panthers or lose to the Washington Commanders. The Buccaneers will play host to the Panthers, and the Saints will play the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers will need to win the next 2. I am picking the Buccaneers to win Panthers. Then that would open it up for the Falcons. Story of Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey played his first 4 years of soccer at the University of Notre Dame. He is a Cowboys kicker between 2013 and 2016, where Aubrey was named the NSCAA third All-American, National Soccer League of the NCAA First Team All-South Region, and First Team All-ACC and NCAA Soccer Academic All-American. Aubrey was selected in the first round of the 21st overall pick by MLS Super Draft by Toronto FC and Toronto in the USL for the 2017 season. He made his professional debut for the Toronto FC against the Phoenix Rising. He played again in 2018 for Associated MLS team in Philadelphia for 2 seasons. The Stallions 22 and 23 season, and was cut in the 2023 offseason. He was signed by the Cowboys in 2023 and set a record this Sunday night with the most field goals, 50-yard field goals in a season with 14, and was used as a weapon to kick 4 field goals for the Cowboys on Sunday night in the win over the Commanders. That's Sam Vaughn Sports.